Hi, I'm Melissa Meese, and this is At Home with Child Care Group. So today, you might have seen our ad, we are going to talk about timeouts. And there's several types of timeouts and ways to do it. So first, let's talk about routine. Our whole goal right now, especially as we're all home so much, and the whole family's getting a lot of togetherness, our whole goal for our younger kids is to have such a routine that it avoids or even hopefully eliminates discipline issues. Children love to know what to expect. So if you're part of our child care group family, then your teachers have been giving you a routine to stick with, and that's great. If you're not, if you're just friends of child care group and you're working this out on your own, do what works best for your family. You don't have to wake everybody up at 6 a.m. unless that's what you want to do. But I would say use the morning to do the heavy lifting education-wise, and use the time right before lunch to get out as many wiggles as possible. I mean, make them do push-ups and set-ups. Make it fun. Just work their bodies, work them. Then come in and do a nice healthy lunch in the kitchen and make sure their tummies are super full. Anytime throughout the morning or afternoon or any time of the day, if you feel like your kiddo is losing it a little bit, which I think we can all relate to that, before it gets to the point where they need to be in trouble, I would, and we do this at our centers, I would create a calm down corner. And that just is a safe place for kids to go to when they're feeling super overwhelmed. And you parents, you know it. You can kind of watch it bubble up inside of them. So when they start exhibiting those like, I'm about to lose it feelings, then you can gently suggest, why don't you go to your calm down corner? Would that make you feel better? This is not a punishment. This is teaching our children to make a choice of self-care and to do self-regulation, self-modification so that they can feel better. So let me show you mine. If I had small ones at home, I would do it over here. So what you can see is I put it right in the middle of where our family room is, because this is not a punishment. They don't need to be isolated in the calm down corner unless they just want to. But most kids don't want to be isolated. They associate isolation with punishment. So here we have the softest blanket in the house. So use whatever blanket makes your child feel soft and comfortable and loved on. And then we have quiet activities, and it's going to be different for everybody, y'all. So for this kiddo, do you remember we did the facial activities? This is good for them to look at, and they might, before they leave, you ask them to show you how they feel with one of those. Mirrors are quiet activities, and nobody loves themselves more than a young child. So that could keep them busy for hours looking at themselves. A baby is great, and all of our counselors will tell us this because they're able to show love and affection to the baby that they themselves need. And so you can put soft loveys in here for the baby so that they can provide empathy and love to the baby that they're kind of needing at that moment too. Maybe a favorite stuffed animal, and stress balls are great too. You could put Play-Doh or any kind of sand that you are okay with them. Here's another stress ball. And then I would say books, maybe some of their favorite books. And this is one of those things that can be switched out. But if they have a book that really makes them their go-to book, then that would be the one I would put in the box. Or any quiet activities that are puzzles that they can do on their own. So this can change, and your kids can help you create the calm down box. What kind of things would make you feel safe and happy when you're feeling sad? And so this is a really good thing to have in the house all the time. And if you want to get real creative, you could probably make them for your teenagers and anybody else in your house, because I think we all need a little more self-care. So that brings me to my favorite part of today. Okay, mamas and daddies working at home. You are trying to work. If you're blessed to have a job right now, you've got a lot of stress going on either way, and you have your kiddos at home. And so it is so important that maybe after lunch or whatever time you designate is quiet time. This is not a time for punishment either. This is just a self-care for everybody. So I don't care if you have infants and that can be their nap time, Or if you have kids that are way too old for nap, I mean, I send my 16 and 15-year-old to quiet time. What that means is mama needs quiet time. So everybody goes to their own room and they can do whatever you as a mom deem appropriate. Maybe it's anything they want to do as long as they stay in their room and quiet. And I'm going to give you permission to be completely 100% self-absorbed during this 1 hour a day or whatever time you give yourself. So I'm going to show you my quiet time bag that I have created. So do not use this time to do laundry, to clean a toilet, or any of that stuff, because we have told you that the kids can help you with that. Do not do anything that you can do when the kids are around. This time is all about you. I clearly have way too many pillows in my life. Okay, so I have an idea. You pack a bag, and it's your secret bag. Nobody needs to know where you keep it. And in it, you have things for self-care that are just for you. I particularly like cucumber melon. It reminds me of a time when I was a teenager with no stress, so I would use that. You could have your face mask in here and do a face mask time. You can watch your favorite show, or you can take this time to turn off all the noise, put on your little sleep mask, and just lean back and be quiet for a little while. If you're feeling isolated, like I am, pull out some cards and write sweet notes to your friends that you miss, because I'm sure they miss you too. And that's a fun thing to get in the mail, and that's something you can't do when the kids are calling on you. Journaling, Sudoku, books that make you feel better, and books that are just for fun. All these things are so great for you. And the most important part is have your fancy cookies or your candy hidden in this bag where nobody else can see it because it's just yours. It may be a Dr. Pepper or whatever your drink of choice is. Have that for this quiet time that is just for you. It is important to take care of yourself. That is the first line of defense, is self-care. If mama and daddy are feeling good and happy, then when the kids get up from quiet time, you get to enjoy the rest of your afternoon and be grateful to have the time together. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I'm giving you permission to take some time for yourself and share with us some new ways, some new things I should pack in my bag. I also want to let you know we'll be re-recording this in Spanish and posting it later today. So if any of our families out there need some encouragement and Spanish is their language, I'm going to do my best. So anyway, this has been another edition of At Home with Child Care Group. I'm Melissa Meese. See you next time.